Hello, I'm so happy that you're here and welcome to the Astro Vibe of the Week. My name is Shira. I just took a week off to go to a week-long intensive angelic medical healing training, and it absolutely changed the way that I experience life. So I'm coming to you and coming with you with a different vibration and a different way that my brain is working. I might be a little bit slower. I'm still integrating information, and I will also be integrating this work into my own work. So keep your eyes and your hearts open for that. So, this is a really potent week in astrology. I'm sure you can feel it, especially if you're energetically or cosmically sensitive, as the Sirius gateway is now open from July 2nd to the 7th. And we also have a new moon in Cancer on Friday. So I'm actually going to share my screen and I'm going to share the website Forever Conscious, which I think does an awesome job of talking about the Sirius Gateway. And we'll just take a peek at this. So every year during the first week of July, a sacred gateway of energy is activated between the Earth and the star Sirius, bringing heightened vibrations and spiritual advancements. This gateway of energy occurs as the sun comes into conjunction with the star Sirius, which is located at 14 degrees of the tropical zodiac Cancer. So, if you have your birth chart, check out if you have any planets or aspects or nodes at 14 degrees of Cancer. As the sun and Sirius conjunct, we are able to access this high frequency energy and use it for creative inspiration, entrepreneurial endeavors, technological innovations. But what I'm really interested and curious about is heightening our intuition. Sirius has long been revered by many ancient cultures, and it's considered our spiritual sun. Our sun is considered the lifeline of this planet. It holds the energy of birth and warmth, sustenance and light, and it keeps us alive on this earth plane. And Sirius shines 23 times brighter than our own sun. It's our spiritual sun, and it helps us activate and shift us to higher levels of spiritual awareness. So I'm just going to hold and pause right there. So, welcome to the first week of July, where Sirius is creating this gateway of spiritual activation, heightened awareness, deepening your connection to your intuition, which is always there. Yet during this week, absolutely, there will be an opening to being able to access your higher intuition, your higher self, in an easier way. We all have intuition all of the time. I think many people with that intuition, they simply don't listen to it or don't want to feel it. Maybe their mind believes that they do want to connect to their intuition. They do want to feel their intuition. Yet their patterns and their subconscious programming can block from that access waypoint, right? Like if you are addicted, I'm just going to use that word, if you are addicted to a pattern or you are feeling more energetic pull to your old ways of being, that will cancel out your intuitive knowing, because your subconscious and your lower self, when we're really stuck in a pattern or wanting to be safe, what the mind believes is safe, we will sometimes ignore our intuition. So I'd say this is a week where you most likely won't be able to ignore your intuition. And why would we ignore our intuition? Because oftentimes it brings us to the unknown. It wants us to step into our more expanded selves, our more expanded lives. And that is scary. That is challenging. It is not for the faint of heart. It is not for what I like to call muggledom, like the muggle life, where you are just doing the same things, you're in a rut, you're doing the same patterns over and over again. If you're in that sort of patterning life where you're only doing things that feel safe and comfortable, then listening to your intuition, which is going to pull you out of the comfort zone, it's going to be very challenging. So this week, intuition on fleek. Okay, I didn't even mean to make that rhyme, but this week, intuition on fleek. So this is a good time to really trust yourself and to get quiet, because that's where we can hear our intuition. What do I mean by get quiet? To be honest with you, when you are inundated with technology like Instagram, Facebook, when you're taking things from the external world, it plugs up our ability to hear our inner knowing and listen to our inner knowing, our intuition. We can just call it inner knowing. It's like you feel it, you know it, right? And it's scary for a lot of people to cross into that threshold. So this week, if you can take like an hour out of your life to literally, like, maybe you sit in a park and do nothing, or you draw, or you write, or you lay and watch the clouds, like something that is not going to give you more information that comes from the external. I have like, my hairs are itching, they're itching my shoulder right now. Where we can move the external information out and create space to hear ourselves. That's it. That's truly like intuition 101, is create space so you can actually hear what is happening internally. Okay. So this gateway provides a clear channel of inner knowing and intuition. I'm really excited to see what expands or is realized within you, because it's not coming from outside at all. It's not like a download. Like sometimes I talk about, okay, Uranus is coming, you're going to have downloads. It's not like that. It's soft, it's subtle, it's quiet, and it's like deep. Not like, it is deep inside of you. It comes from a deep place within that's easily accessed in quietness. And when there's not things coming from the outside, especially in this culture we have, we're just bombarded. We are just bombarded with information all the time. So less is more this week. Like less information, the less information you're taking in, the better. And, in our like political atmosphere, there's a lot going on, right? Last week there was like this debate, and there's just so much going on in the political atmosphere. And for those of you that are active in that way, what would happen if you pulled out and got more deeply connected to your inner realm? Because I think, and I know that there is so many things in the society that subliminally pull us out of ourselves. Okay, so that's enough about that. I think that's loud and clear, right? So the next thing that is aligned with this Sirius gateway, where the fixed star Sirius, which is 23 times brighter than the sun, but smaller, obviously, it is 14 degrees Cancer. Okay, so what is happening at 14 degrees Cancer in your birth chart? Take a look at your birth chart and see, what is coming up. This new moon in Cancer is aligning with this spiritual star. So whatever is in the Cancer area of your chart is truly glowing and bringing awareness into this part of your chart. And isn't it interesting that the sign Cancer is the most, I'll say one of the most, but so deeply, naturally intuitive. It's a vibe checker. It can feel the truth. It can feel it with the body. So if you have strong Cancer energy in your birth chart, this is a really potent, powerful week for you. I'm going to share the screen again and just show where this is showing up in the sky in a chart. Now, this is so wild. Friday, July 5th, we have the new moon in Cancer. So we have a portal that is a new beginning and a fresh start. Every 28 days, we have a new moon. Every 28 days, we have this opportunity to set intentions and get aligned with what's true and real for ourselves. This new moon will knock all other new moons out of the freaking park because of this alignment at 14 degrees with the fixed star Sirius. So on the new moon, we have a perfect conjunction with the fixed star Sirius. The new moon is when the sun and the moon come together into a conjunction. Here you see it, boom, 14 degrees. What else do we see? Venus, 22 degrees. Venus is at 22 degrees. So that means that not only is it conjunction Sirius, it's also a new moon with conjunction of Venus. What is the energy of Venus? It's the energy of the heart. In Kundalini, we say that your soul resides in the gate of your heart, in the home of your heart. This is going to be a heart expansive time, a heart elevated time. Now, for some people, that could feel really beautiful and sweet and amazing. This is such a sweet new moon. It carries so much potent energy to manifest, to start something. We have like layers, and it's all connected to our intuition. So important to really listen in deeply and get quiet to align with what is in your highest during this time. It's not a very egoic time. It is to be felt and experienced of what is real and true to your heart. Okay, so this new moon is so beautiful, so potent, and for many of us, it has the potential to unlock the entrance into our feelings, and tears might come. I have been crying ever since the sun even went into Cancer, because what happens is Sun in Cancer drops us into our feeling body. Cancer is the emotion, it's the feeling, it's intuition, absolutely. And it's also our inner connection where we get more sensitive. And I don't even think it's that we get more sensitive. I think that it clears as the sun shifts into Cancer, it clears the things that block our feelings and our intuition. It clears the um I'm seeing it like a layer. Like there's a layer around our bodies that is in our auric field that is distracting. It's a distraction. And when the sun shifts into Cancer, this distraction starts to peel open. Those layers of the auric field that carry those distractions, they peel away. And so here we are, we're open, we're raw, we're real, we're feeling, we're crying. And there are, people with a lot of water um, are quite connected to their feelings and their intuition and all that. And then there are humans that not want, but in their being, they tend to suppress emotion, hold down emotion. So the gateway, it's like the floodgates, girl, like they open and the healing process begins. Okay, so Sun in Cancer, we have a healing process occurring right now. New moon, deeper healing. Conjunct Venus, the heart, the holder of the soul, deep healing and a peeling of layers of anything that can distract us from that inner knowing and that place inside of us. So really, really beautiful, powerful week. Now, the other thing that's really important is Tuesday. Tuesday, July 2nd. Okay, this is a Tuesday has a lot going on. There's a lot going on. One thing that's happening is that Neptune, the planet of our imagination and our ability to visualize, imagine, and create real. Well, Neptune, let me back up because Neptune, it's not about the real. It's about what we can imagine. It's about what we can visualize and connect to that doesn't exist on the material plane. It's a highly spiritual planet and it goes retrograde. So it brings us into ourself, more going into the self. Saturn has also already gone retrograde. Saturn is about the actions that we need to get to, maybe don't want to, but take in order to be discerning and disciplined about what is truly aligned with our highest, with our higher self, and our true path. Wherever Pisces is in your chart, there's internal energy right now. There is an inward looking because everything in Pisces is retrograde. So there's like a reviewing process that's happening. So be so patient, be so loving, be so caring with yourself as we have this process undergo. Now, we also have Pluto opposing Mercury. Pluto, the planet of transformation, the planet of alchemy, a planet that asks us to peel the layers away. When I think about Pluto, I don't know. Sometimes I see like clogged pipes. Like where are pipes? Like a toilet. Like if a toilet's clogged and you plunge it and you like get the clog out, you get the stuff to come up. That's how I feel when Pluto comes and makes an aspect with another planet. I feel that Pluto is like got a plunger and is like, "Oh, I'm gonna unclog this," and it might not feel great. You know, it takes a lot of it takes a lot of physical effort to unclog a pipe, unless you use Drano. But I won't even get into that. So Mercury is our mind. Mercury is the thoughts that we think. It's the stories that we tell ourselves about ourselves. And it is everything that we hold in the mind. It's the chatter, it's those ruminating thoughts, it's all the stuff going on in the mind. We want to get to a place where the mind is clear and we can manifest with the mind. We want a powerful mind. We want a powerful third eye. We want an activated pineal gland. So we're really tuned into our spiritual selves and we can use our mind for like the utmost power in our lives. Yet, we have all had trauma. I have yet to meet someone who hasn't. If they think that they don't have it, they most likely have it, who hasn't gone through something difficult. Nobody knows what you've gone through. We've all gone through difficult things and we hold the memory. So as life goes on, it's very common to have our limiting beliefs, our wounds take up the majority of our thoughts. The subconscious mind is 95% active. That's a lot. The subconscious brain takes up 95% of the energy of the brain. That is a true, real, researched fact. So, boom, wow. Pluto comes, makes an opposition, and the way I see it is it's clearing out these pipes. It's bringing things into our awareness that we want to release, that we want to cleanse, and we want to let go of. The challenges that may arrive on Tuesday, they are for our highest growth. And Tuesday might not even feel challenging for you, to be honest. It might feel more like activating what's important, bringing into your awareness what it is that you really are ready to prioritize, bringing into your awareness how you can make change that's really healthy for you. This whole week is just basked in a bubble of nurturing, in a bubble of bringing more compassion to ourselves, bringing more love into ourselves. And one of the biggest tricks to manifest, like the biggest secrets to manifest, is having compassion. Having compassion for what has been unmanifest, or having compassion for the parts inside of you that feel unhealed. When you have compassion for yourself and you're able to tap into your inner healing, and you're able to take the time to heal, manifesting becomes so much easier because you have the ability to clear the energy, to clear that 95%, and to step into the conscious, open mind. And when I say the conscious mind, and I talk about the pineal gland and manifesting, it's the energy of openness. Like, you feel that it's possible. You feel that it's truly deeply in your bones, in your soul, possible. And when you have all that mental chatter, how can you manifest? So this is the week where the healing occurs, and things might come up, and open, accept, and be grateful for what comes up, for what leaves, for what wants to be released, for what wants to be realigned, because this is a time where your soul is speaking. The soul is speaking. So, thank you so much for listening. I am so grateful if you stayed all the way. I'd love a like, a comment. Let me know how this landed with you. I'm sending so much love to you. In September 13th to 15th, we will gather for Magic and Soul Camp in New Hampshire, in Hillsborough, New Hampshire, at a really beautiful spiritual center. It's a center for it's called the Bethel Farms Center for, I think it's called the Spiritual Arts. But anyway, it's at Bethel, and we're going to talk about your birth chart. We're going to talk about astrology. We're going to do angelic healing. There's no way I can't bring it everywhere I go now. And we're going to dance and play and really connect to ourselves and to each other, of course. So if you want to know about that, drop a comment. You can always reach out to me, message me on Instagram at that sassy healer. I'll put that in the comments. And that's it. That's it for today. Have a beautiful, healing, nurturing, and sweet week. Be so kind to yourself. Be so compassionate and loving to yourself. And I will see you on the other side.